It literally just stopped.
Just tell me your name and a little bit, whatever you want to say about the piece.
Alright, my name is Rob Brown. It's my piece over here. It's a duo-phonic drawing pod. It's a kind of multi-sensory experience that centers around active drawing and mark making. It's set up so one or two people can draw at the same time and have either very solitary experience or a collaborative experience, and I don't know, engage their senses through sound processing that's handled dynamically, so the way you draw affects the way the sound is processed through the computer, and then there's an animation that's also manipulated by the dynamics of the sound produced from the table. So I guess that's end of the night. That's about all I can muster up right now.
Cool. Why did you decide to put it in a trailer as opposed to making it an installation in a brick and mortar space?
A couple reasons. One, I like the intimacy that the trailer provides. It's a small space. I have, pretty much been given complete control, and I get to work with someone else. Teva Tedesco, who administers and owns the site space and works with artists to help them see their projects come to reality and also to have mobility. So hopefully this will be the first stop, and there'll be several other locations that we'll travel to throughout October and November, and kind of the ability to fine-tune and tweak things each time. So yeah, flexibility, having kind of a partner to help me out with the logistics and help set up, and yeah, just having a nice little space that I can really, I want it to be an intimate experience, and I feel like the trailer is able to capture a more intimate, contained experience, rather than if it was in a big cavernous gallery or storefront or something. It'd be a cool experience, but not the same experience. So, I guess that's...
where did the idea for it come from? Is this related to other work you've done, or is it?
Yeah, so for a long time I've been really interested in two things, primarily drawing and sound manipulation through either processing or synthesizing. And so through my master's degree, I started doing drawings that were kind of inspired through thinking about ways of generative or aleatoric sound synthesis. And
where was that? Where was the master's?
Oh yeah, Cal State Long Beach. Sorry. So yeah, self kind of permutating structures and drawings that are inspired by kind of Morton Subotnick type compositions. And so doing the drawings, I started doing sound pieces that were meant to be used for kind of autonomous sound installations. And so I started building sound processing systems that operated on some of those same principles, doing drawings and showing the drawings separately and the sound installation as its own thing somewhere else. And after a while, I had so much fun, and it's such an engaging experience for me, just sitting with headphones on, drawing, and really being immersed in the sound of my drawing, that I decided I should do an experiment and try and open it up to other people so I could share that experience with them. And so far it's been pretty positive response. People seem to enjoy it and get engaged in the ways that I hoped that they would, so pretty encouraged by the feedback I've gotten. And this is I guess the third time I've installed this piece. But the first 2 times it was a solo, just like a desk for one person to draw. And so then this time I wanted to open up to like a collaborative experience and kind of try out the projection and animation and some other.
If there are multiple people drawing at the same time, do they affect each other's sounds that they're creating? Or
In this iteration, they don't. They just coexist. But in future iterations, that's something, once I develop my kind of signal processing programming skills a little more, that is one of the next things I want to play around with, so there's a dynamic interplay between the 2 participants.
Is the animation on the wall affected by the drawing?
Yeah, so the pattern that kind of morphs and shifts and fades in and out is being fed the signal from the desk, and so it goes through a video synthesizer and it kind of takes that signal and starts creating those manipulations.
Cool.
So,
can you say anything about the technology, or what did you use to create it?
yeah, so the sound processing is done with Max MSP running through this program Ableton Live, and they're like kind of custom version of it called Max for Live. And then the video stuff is done with the LZX modular system, so it's like actual analog modular synthesizer with patch cables and knobs and the whole 9 yards. And so there's like this kind of cutting edge digital signal processing modular programming environment on the computer, and then something it's new, but it's something that's heavily steeped in kind of 70s analog technology, the resurgence and that stuff like that.
The video is?
Yeah, it's what a lot of the old video art was done with before.
Is it all? It's all digital though. It's not, or is it an analog?
It's all analog. Yeah,
it's an analog video synthesizer.
Yeah, op amps and resistors and capacitors and the whole.
Yeah, you don't see those around much.
Yeah. So there's a couple people that are making new ones. They're bringing it back. So I'm pretty fortunate to have gotten. I think there's still, I don't know, being made.
So all the projected video is analog?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
So what's next for you after this?
Yeah, it's a couple more. I want to take this project and keep building it. Like I think, especially through events like the Soundwalk, I was able to get like a broader sampling of feedback, and that helps me, think about ways that I can improve it or kind of stress test it in a sense. And so after tonight, I think I have some ideas that I could, build into it to make it like even more immersive or accessible on some levels. So yeah, keep going with this, and I have a drawing and printmaking practice that I show in galleries, so the 2 things are kind of, they weave in and out of each other's paths, so I do like some drawing and print installations, like panels, 2-dimensional work that has sound installed in the back, so there's like a kind of discrete autonomous sound installed alongside 2-dimensional work. So yeah, keep trying to drum up opportunities and hope people want to show it and want to see it. So that's the plan.
All right, thanks very much.
No problem.